welcome back. Joining us this morning once again is Chela Sanchez, co-director of the 11th annual Day of the Dead race, coming up this Sunday in Talents. Good morning, Chela. Thank you so much for waking up bright and, or rather dark and early with us. Really appreciate that. And first of all, I have to talk about the what we got here. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
So this is just something I put together for our audience this morning, but this is just an altar that kind of showcases some people in my life that have passed. My grandfather, who inspired me to become a runner. He was always kind of inspiring me. His witty sense of humor. This is my cousin Nena. She died of mesothelioma, and she was helping me when I was developing the race, the idea of the race. My uncle unfortunately passed earlier this year, and he's a new addition to my altar this year. And this is my friend's father, who I never met, but actually had impacted my life through his teaching, through his daughter, and who is a great friend of mine. And the bottom here is what we have on our altar, so our paltar. We have some friends here, Malcolm and Otis, and they're just some great friends to join the altar.
Totally, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate that, Chela. And obviously the altar is a very centric part of Dia de los Muertos. Could you tell me a little bit about the tradition?
Well, I think as we were talking earlier, it's about being aware of your people throughout their lives, and there's a saying in Spanish, recordar es revivir. So to remember is to be able to relive that moment. So when you think about the people who impacted your life, who inspired you, who mentored you, who made you laugh, who you bring up still even though they're gone. It's a moment to celebrate those lives and how they impacted you. And I think being aware of how you are in the world is a great time to think about the people that inspired you and who you want to be in the world.
That is super awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that and breaking that down. And obviously, I want to talk about the running event. We have a lot of running events in our area. What sets this one apart?
Well, this one we have, so the Day of the Dead race, we are in year 11. Okay, so this is this year's swag. If you purchase our swag, on the back it says, I run in honor of. Oh, so you're dedicating your run to somebody. Yes, it is a challenging course. If you're doing the 10K, you didn't just wake up one morning and say you wanted to do this race. If you want to do the mile, you could pretty much do that rolling out of bed. But so it's really for two kinds of people who want to celebrate their past loved ones, and we have a lot of families that run with clothes that have their loved one printed on their shirt. We have people that buy our shirts and put their loved one on their name, and then we have people who just are competing with friends that they run with regularly.
That is super cool. I love that you really kind of just married both the traditions of Dia de los Muertos and your love for running, and just other people getting in on it and everything. I think that's really cool. And speaking of runners and walkers, what can they expect, on these courses?
Well, I heard there was some spooky magic, and we might be able to get the prediction of good weather on Sunday. Is that happening? So hopefully the weather is really good, but it's there's going to be different people out there with booths. Our sponsors are going to be out there. Thank you to Rogue Federal Credit Union, Jackson Care Connect, Talent Maker City. They all have crafts and different swag for people to be a part of. There's different vendors that will be selling different things. We have food available. It's going to be a great time.
Sounds like it. And there's also a virtual race I hear about. Could you tell me a little bit about that? That's interesting.
Well, so that started during COVID, and people like it. We have people, I have a friend who's currently in Japan and doing some running for us over there.
Wow.
I have some friends that are registered in Pittsburgh and the Chicago area. So people have found out about our race, they dedicate it in honor of somebody, and they just do it wherever they are. And when they can. So you have the whole month of November to turn in your race time and the opportunity to potentially get a little goodie from us.
That is super cool and such a unique event. Thanks so much for sharing, Chela. Really appreciate it. And we are running out of time, but is there anything else you want to add, emphasize, go over that maybe I might have missed?
Well, I just hope to see you all on Sunday. Today at 5 o'clock is the last time you can get registered online. If not, you're going to have to go to the race and register. We're open for registration the day of the race, an hour before we start the race. race at 1 o'clock on November 2nd, but go ahead before 5 o'clock and you can get your registration just taken care of. Just get it off your list. I know there's a lot of things happening today, but just do it. It'll be a great time.
There you go. Thank you so much, Chella. Really appreciate you coming in, and thank you so much for sharing this beautiful altar with us and getting it set up and just kind of demonstrating to people what beautiful presentations that Dia de los Muertos has for us. So there we go. Thank you so much. And the 11th annual Day of the Dead race, that's happening this Sunday, as we mentioned, at City Hall in Talent. All races begin at 2 p.m. with awards to follow after the races. And for those that can't make it there physically, as we mentioned, there's a virtual race option as well, so check it out. It's recommended that you register online before 9 p.m. tonight, but you can register the day of the race on site up until 1:50 p.m. For more information and to get registered, visit dayofthedeadrace.com. Chella, again, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And with that, we'll be right back.
Thank you.